Gemini and ChatGPT went absolutely bonkers this week. I mean, what's going on here? Does this have anything to do with the wireless shutdown? By the way, we still haven't figured out what happened.
Yeah, I was listening to the data center podcast. I had it just, kind of on background when you guys were talking about that. It's that was crazy. It didn't affect me, but I did see some funny memes about it. That it was ironic that it was on National Margarita Day.
That I hadn't heard, but that is freaking hilarious. Okay.
Yeah, it was. Leave it up to the what is it called, the Arroyo, that was on their sign in Austin,
Yeah.
Texas. So that was fantastic. But yeah, I it was crazy that we had some LLMs going rogue, and actually not just LLMs, it was the image generator. Um, I I think that, my take on this is caution, right? It's that everybody is really excited about these models being able to do great things. And I actually, I read, it's funny how much you see. I'm sure you see this too. A lot of media is overusing these models. This is why you need to trust analysts more than media. Just kidding. There's so many great reporters out there that I love, and I'm actually so sad to see so many people losing their jobs right now. That's another side note. But when I look at things and I see that there are major errors in things like earnings reports, like reports of earnings, where it's in the millions, not the billions, it's like, okay, clearly AI wrote this,
Right.
So it is really just sort of a cautionary tale. I mean, this was kind of crazy how much this. I read something that was like, is ChatGPT having a stroke? I mean, it's funny how we
By the
we
way, for strokes aren't funny, but that's
they're not
very
funny.
funny. You know?
The only thing that's funny about that is that well, I know there's a word for it, and it's not coming to me, but we think of these LLMs like humans.
Yeah.
And even earlier, as I was telling you, I used the words having a conversation with Gemini. It's like you talk to these models like they are, human. Um, so I think that was a lot of what was coming out of this, was just some people were asking questions, just getting like this gibberish. So it looks like Google has completely paused Gemini's image generation functionality because of what was happening with the image generation. That was not happening for me in slides. So I don't know if it's only for like the the consumer version, not for enterprise use. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, it just seemed to be like, I don't know, did we have a full moon and everything was just completely off?
I don't know. I don't know. By the way, there's one theory on the Chat GPT stuff is the token width. But there's got to be
Mm.
something else. Now it was giving it not as good of results, but I'm struggling thinking about what could be causing that technologically. But it was literally doing like red rum type of stuff, doing some really weird,
Yeah.
the Shining uh,
Uh-huh.
type of stuff. And yeah, the memes were great, but the responses back were even better.
Yeah. That was it was I was kind of sad that I missed it, to be honest. I wasn't aware of it when it was happening, and I would have liked to go on and mess around with it a little bit.